So as we all know, the Los Angeles Clippers have just been recently eliminated from the playoffs, once again not making it to the Western Conference Finals. But, and I made it in my video before, give the credit where credit's due for the Clippers and how far they even made it without Kawhi Leonard. But in this video, of course, we're talking about the man himself, Kawhi Leonard, the two-time Finals MVP. There's been so much speculation about Kawhi Leonard and him possibly leaving the Clippers this season. I'm going to be completely honest. Kawhi Leonard leaving the Clippers actually makes zero sense. Sure, there may be a new opportunity for him to go to the Dallas Mavericks and team up with Luka Doncic, and he can play with Luka while, Kawhi, he is, doing the load management. But not only that, but Luka is a rising star in this league. Luka's only going to get better right now. He's a young guy. He's still growing as a player. And I mean, what he did already this season against the Clippers and last season just shows how dominant of a player he is. And all he needs is another top player with him. And then that Dallas Mavericks team can go really far. And Dallas is a big market city. But as we all know, the Dallas Mavericks, they've been having situations right now with their front office. And, their recent hiring head coach, Jason Kidd, which absolutely makes zero sense in my opinion. But for the Dallas Mavericks, teaming up with Luka, to me, wouldn't really make any sense because Kawhi Leonard is still one of the best players in the world. And for him to go out and play with another top player, it's really a good thing. And it's good to see that. But for Kawhi, I'm pretty sure Kawhi would want to be the face of a franchise. That's why he went to the Clippers in the first place, because that was his team. And he wanted Paul George to join him to play. But he also wanted to go with Jimmy Butler as well. And as we all know, Jimmy Butler is on the Miami Heat. The Heat last season made it all the way to the NBA Finals and even won 6 games with the Lakers. And they were definitely had a big Cinderella story last season for the Miami Heat. But looking at them this season, they were very disappointing. And Jimmy Butler in the postseason didn't really play up to his potential. But looking at the Miami Heat, we all know what Pat Riley is capable of doing and really giving his marketing strategies to attract some of the most mega free agents out there. But even then, joining that team, joining the Miami Heat, I still think that wouldn't really be a great fit either. Yes, the Miami Heat have a great young core, but getting Kawhi Leonard, they're possibly going to have to make a lot of trades to free salary cap from their roster to even acquire him on the team to begin with. But I don't really think Jimmy Butler is not even a tier. He's not a high tier superstar level player like how Kawhi Leonard is. He's a tier below, like a Paul George type of player. And, and I'll give still credit to him. He is a great player. He's one of my favorite players of all time as well. But I think the fit in Miami, and you look at the longevity aspect of it, it's not really a big window for them. And it's also like that with the Clippers as well. That is the benefit of him joining the Dallas Mavericks. He will have a long-term plan and a guy who he can, play even when he's somewhat out of his prime at a high level with Luka Doncic. But with him still on this Clippers team, I'm pretty sure, we have the Warriors coming back next season, the Phoenix Suns, the Utah Jazz. So they're going to be still many great teams out in the Western Conference. The Lakers, the West is going to be loaded. So for the Clippers, I expect the Clippers to make some trades in next season. Everybody said they may, bring the whole roster back, but they do have some expiring contracts as well on this team. Guys like Reggie Jackson, who I believe is going to get a pretty big payday. Nicholas Batum, I believe that they still might keep him on the team as well. Terrence Mann is not yet going to be a free agent. They also have DeMarcus Cousins, who is on a short-term deal. There's many guys, Patrick Patterson as well. The Clippers still have some leeway, and they're definitely, I still believe, are going to make some trades for different players on their team. I still believe, though, with the talent that they have on this roster, if fully healthy, we all know the Clippers would be going to the NBA Finals this season, and they would most likely win if they were fully healthy. And not only that, but they are a well-coached team by Tyronn Lue. So as we all know, and as we've seen in this entire NBA playoffs, what has been the most major factor for all teams? It's health. This is the reason why the Phoenix Suns have made it as far as they have. This is why the Milwaukee Bucks have made it as far as they have. And of course the Atlanta Hawks, but give the Hawks credit, they haven't really had to deal with many of that. But this is what is the major factor for many NBA teams right now. It is health. And if everybody was healthy, it would be a totally different scenario right now with what we are seeing. But really, the main point I wanted to say why I believe that Kawhi Leonard is going to stay on the Clippers is because, well, we all know the Clippers, LA, that's where Kawhi Leonard's from. Having the geographical advantage of living in a place that you want to live. Not only that, but the Clippers still have a lot of promise on this team. Terrence Mann is a great player, and I believe is still going to develop into an even better player. You know, he is an older player as well, but he's still shown that glimpse of growing even more. Reggie Jackson this season, as we just said before, he was one of the best players as far as shooting threes in the entire playoffs. I mean, Paul George, for crying out loud. Paul George, pandemic P in the building. He also played at a pretty high level in the playoffs, despite, you know, missing in crucial opportunities. But if they had Kawhi Leonard and Serge Ibaka as well in that mix with those guys, the Clippers are going all the way to the finals and winning. But the Clippers, they're going to be aggressive, I believe, in this offseason, simply due to the fact that every other team in the Western Conference is only going to get better. The Clippers are going to have to make some big moves. I mean, the Lakers are going to come back better than ever. We've heard rumors about them and what they could possibly be doing. The Nuggets are going to come back better. The Warriors are coming back. The West is going to be loaded. So in order for the Clippers to still compete out, they're going to have to get better as well. So I expect the Clippers to make some big moves, and I expect that Kawhi Leonard is possibly going to opt in, or he may re-sign a whole new contract with the Clippers. Number one priority for the Clippers this season is sign Kawhi Leonard, as well as re-signing Nicholas Batum and Reggie Jackson, two guys who were major pieces for them in this playoffs, as well as trying to negotiate a better deal with Terrence Mann on the roster as well, because, well, he played a huge factor in the Clippers closing out the series against the Utah Jazz, and possibly trading away some of their other key guys on the team like Luke Kennard or even Morris. But Morris has played very well, so we will see what the Clippers do this offseason with some of the guys on their roster. And, you know, I believe that the Clippers will come back better, and I believe that they will be able to re-sign Kawhi Leonard. And that's why I believe that it makes no sense for Kawhi Leonard to leave the Clippers when they still have a pretty decent and big window to still compete out in the West. But only time will tell, and we will see what happens this offseason for the Clippers. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball content each and every single week. Have a good day. Peace.